On everybody. I'm back and doing this one by myself. I think going forward for a little bit, it's probably just going to be me. Max has got some things going on, so probably just going to be me for a little bit. I don't know exactly how long. I guess we'll see. But anyways, we are going to be doing things a little different today. So I'm going to be doing more of this, more sports in general instead of just the NFL today. Because right now Sunday Night Football is going on. Baker's out, so this game's pretty much over. And Rams are winning 31-7, so it's not really looking good. But also to start, we need to talk about Want to Parlay. You need to go to wantaparlay.com. Use promo code JMP. That'll get you 100% deposit match, $10 minimum, $250 max. And go on there. Got some of the best odds that you can find. And they have a great way of how their system is to where you won't overly do parlays like crazy. Because I like to sometimes do like 25 legs for no reason. But anyways, so starting off, we are going to talk about the NCAA this weekend. Wasn't a great weekend of football. Most of it was a bunch of people playing cupcakes and maybe a couple ranked games. But for the playoff implications, it looks like Alabama should be out, I think. I mean, they lost to Florida State, which is now a terrible loss. They lost to Oklahoma last week. Oklahoma just won, so they should be making their way in. Next week's going to be a big indicator of who's going to get in and who's not. Obviously, Ohio State, A&M, Indiana, they're all going to make it in. We all know that. Miami, I feel like they're going to make it in because the ACC is just not good right now, especially with Georgia State losing. Or Georgia Tech. I don't know why I said Georgia State. And Miami had a good game against Virginia Tech this weekend. It wasn't a great game, but it's good enough. I mean, they put up points and they didn't let Virginia Tech do too much. When they have a lot of probably new energy coming in with James Franklin having his first game coaching. Yeah, and then Georgia, I mean, they handled their business. I mean, they didn't really need to put up a bunch of points, and they didn't. It's 35-3 against Charlotte. Like, who fucking cares? They're playing Charlotte. Same with Bama. They played fucking Eastern Illinois. I don't know how these teams are playing this late in the season, but whatever. And then Texas, I'll tell you what, Arch Manning had one of the craziest looking games I've ever seen. Had a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and threw, I think, 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think it's 3. He looked really, really good. He looks like he's starting to get his stride, but he also just has to play better against better competition because Arkansas, not very good. And then Vandy, they handled their business with Kentucky. Kentucky's terrible. Always are in football. I don't remember the last time they were good, honestly. And Vanderbilt, they look really good. They probably have a decent chance of getting in, too, if they can win out, which I don't know who they play next week. Probably Tennessee, right? Since it's rivalry week. I'm not sure. But yeah, they'll be probably getting in. Oregon handled USC pretty well. I mean, it was kind of getting close, and then they'd take it back, and then they'd, back and forth on like a 1-score, 2-score game. It really turned when Mavia threw that interception. But Oregon won pretty handily, it seems. So I think they're probably going to make the playoffs. And, like, most of these teams have cupcake schedules, and Dan Lanning's talking about, well, we weren't playing this and this week. You guys haven't really played anybody besides Indiana. I know Penn State was ranked second when they played them, but Penn State also has fell off completely, even before Drew Aller got hurt. And then Notre Dame, they're going to make it in, unfortunately, because they don't fucking have a conference championship, and they just won 70-9, and Jeremiah Love is hitting his stride right when he needs to. And he's just unreal. Tulane, I don't think Tulane should get in over James Madison at the moment. Could change next week, but I don't know. I don't think that Tulane is that great, personally. I mean, I know James Madison's not either, but I think Tulane has 2 losses. I think I could be wrong. But some of these smaller teams like that, I don't know. I don't feel like they should be getting in like that because a lot of these teams are just not very good. And like the group of 5, or was it group of 5 or whatever, the not Power 4 team is almost always going to be terrible. Utah, I think, probably will fall down after that game against Kansas State, because Kansas State's been bad all season, and Utah let up 47 points and almost lost that game. But yeah, Utah will probably get close to getting in, but they probably won't unless they beat Texas Tech, which they probably won't do that either. And then TCU beat Houston because Houston missed a field goal as time expired. So Houston's done. Obviously, they didn't really have a chance, but like I said, anything can happen. Michigan, they probably have a decent chance if they can somehow get a win or a very close loss against. I don't think they'll get in, but they'll have a good chance if they can beat Ohio State, obviously. But they're not going to beat Ohio State, I would probably say. Michigan's year will probably be next year when Bryce Underwood's got some more time under his belt. And then Pittsburgh just absolutely fucking beat the shit out of Georgia Tech. I know it was only a 2-score game by the score, but Georgia Tech looked terrible. And Pittsburgh, they looked actually decent, especially compared to last week when they got their ass whooped by Notre Dame. Tennessee, I mean, they're just not very good. I mean, they're good. They can put up points, but they're not good enough to go and win and because they're not going to make the playoffs, obviously. But they have good games. Like, they almost beat Georgia, but it's a little late in the season and it doesn't really matter. Illinois losing to Wisconsin, that didn't really have any implications on anything. And then BYU and Cincinnati. Unfortunately, Cincinnati looks like dog shit last 3 weeks because Scott Satterfield is got a terrible game plan for whatever reason. He Chip Kelly just got fired from the Raiders. But UC looks terrible, and they run the ball. They'll just get into these modes where they run, even if it's not working, and then they start pass, even if that's not working. It's just really annoying to watch. If you're a Cincinnati fan, which I know there's not a lot of UC fans really, but it's just, I'm not going to talk about it forever, but the Cincinnati things just seem to be passed on continually for not being able to tackle, being terrible at defense, just crumbling every time there's any pressure on them. Always happens with the Cincinnati teams, and it's just very fucking annoying, and I hate it. But I'm going to look. So as of right now, the college football playoff is the bye weeks are Ohio State with 1, IU 2, A&M 3, and Georgia 4. I think A&M definitely should. I don't know if they're going to beat Georgia, though, so I think it'll probably end up being Georgia. But Georgia's defense is also not what it usually is, and A&M, they showed that they have some fight in them when they get into it and get some adversity on them, because they were down 30-3 at halftime against South Carolina and then won the game 31-3. So that's really good for them. But after the byes, as of right now, which I think the new one comes out tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon or something, we got the 5 seed, Texas Tech playing Tulane, which I think that'll probably stay the same just because Tulane won. And then the 6 game versus the 11 game, Ole Miss Miami. that will probably stay the same for right now, but I don't think Ole Miss played this week. It'll either stay the same or Ole Miss will go down because Oklahoma had a big win. Unless November 18th. Yeah, no, that was last week. Yeah, and I think that'll probably change just because Oklahoma will probably go up, and they'll probably take Texas Tech spot at 5 or something. And then Miami, they'll probably stay around where they're at. I don't think they even should be in it personally, but the ACC obviously gets an automatic bid, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they changed it. I know they talked about changing it. I know they automatically don't get a top 4 seed or whatever, but they'll probably end up getting in because they'll probably end up winning the ACC. And then the 7-10 game, Oregon, Alabama, probably will stay the same. Oregon had, like I said, they had a good win. Alabama, obviously, they played a fucking cupcake this week, so they got an easy win. So they'll probably stay about the same. And then Oklahoma, Notre Dame. Oklahoma, like I said, I feel like they're probably going to move up. Not really sure. I guess we'll see when all the people go in and take their fucking stupid ass hats off and rank the shit. But yeah, Oklahoma and Notre Dame, and then Notre Dame, they'll probably move up honestly after that game because they beat the absolute shit out of Syracuse. It was like 42-0, like in the beginning of the second quarter. So yeah, I think that's probably how it'll probably mostly stay the same from last week, I feel like. And then who's not in it? First team out, BYU. Yeah. I mean, I don't see BYU getting in, especially with a true freshman quarterback, and he's not great at throwing the ball. And in the UC game, one of his better receivers got hurt. I don't know if he's going to be out for an extended period of time or anything, so I guess we'll see. I think Texas, if they can win next week against A&M, which I don't see happening, but it definitely could happen. I think they play, A&M. They could get in, which would be big. And I don't think there's anybody else because Georgia Tech now has 2 losses, so they're going to drop probably far. Actually, they might go out of the top 25. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it because I don't care about the schedule. Yeah, college football is going to have a good week next week. I'll tell you that. It'll be a fun week next week, hopefully, anyways. So now, didn't mean to do that. Now we are going to get into the NFL for Week 12 that just happened earlier today. Like I said, I'm watching Sunday Night Football right now. And I guess they're doing some shit with Aaron Donald. I don't know. I don't. Oh, I didn't. We did not talk about this because when we did the last episode, it was Thursday before the game. So I said I thought there was a decent chance Houston could win this game if Josh Allen doesn't play like Superman, which he didn't. And they lost. And the Texans, they're not a good team, but I mean they got the fight in them. They got a great defense, and if you just throw the fucking ball to Nico Collins, god damn, what is on me? That hurts. And you throw the ball to Nico Collins, I think you have a good chance any game you play because their defense can just hold any team. Like if they had a good offense all season, I feel like they would be allowing even less points because they don't hold the ball very long for most of their possessions. And yeah, I mean, go look at the stats for this game. I mean, Josh Allen, he threw 2 picks. He's been turning the ball over a lot lately. He also is getting sacked a lot because their offensive line is not amazing. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. James Cook had a good game, though. But, I mean, like I've been saying basically all year, the Bills need a number 1 receiver. I feel like that is their biggest problem. Because if Khalil Shakir's your number 1, which is not a bad thing, it's not great, though, you need somebody that you can throw the ball to every motherfucking play. Every play. You need that guy on your team. They had it with Diggs. Diggs is, which most receivers are, divas. And just didn't work out with them. And then the Texans side, I mean, Davis Mills didn't even get sacked. He looked pretty comfortable for the most part. I know he got hurried a couple of times, but they didn't even really have to do that much because the Bills turned the ball over at bad times. And, I mean, he threw 2 touchdowns, one to Kirk and one to Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins is a great fucking number 2 or 3. I don't really know how you put him because Kirk's kind of on and off on if he's going to be getting the ball or not. But the Texans, I feel like they got a decent team out there. And their fucking defense is unreal. Like, Will Anderson is a fucking monster. And they have Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter's super nice, too. But, yeah. I won't talk about that game too much since it happened fucking 3-4 days ago. But, yeah, it was not a good game to watch, really. And Josh Allen, like I said, he got sacked 8 fucking times. So, we'll move on to the next one. So, we got Ravens and the Jets. The Ravens' offense in the first half looked god-awful. Like, terrible. And Tyrod Taylor wasn't amazing. He's not going to be, obviously. He's like fucking 36 years old. And he's been on like 5 different teams. But the 2 receivers they traded for, Mechie and Adonai Mitchell, they haven't really been playing bad. I mean, you're not going to play great when you're getting killed. Oh, shit. And Teddy Bridgewater. Can't believe he still plays. Yeah, but your leading receiver is Breece Hall because he had like a 40-yard catch on a screenplay. Yeah, I mean they just don't have weapons and they don't have a quarterback. Their defense is now completely destroyed because they traded 3 of their best players. They still have Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald and all the players that they normally have, but they just don't look great. But in saying that, the Ravens also did not look amazing. I mean, Lamar had 153 yards, and Derrick Henry had 64 yards, and they still won the game because Henry scored 2 touchdowns. But I don't know what's going on with the Ravens. They're kind of on and off on if they're going to be good or if they're going to be bad. And it just helps that their defense, they just have playmakers all over the field, whether they're stopping people or not, because sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But Kyle Hamilton is probably top 2 or 3 safeties in football. Roquan Smith is just amazing as well. And then they got Mike Green. I think he's the first-round pick, maybe second-round pick. And then also Malachi Starks. I mean, and then they traded for Alohi. I forget his name. I don't remember how to say his name. It's Alohi Kilman, I think. And or Kilman, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, the Ravens were losing 3-0 in the first half. And then they just came out and scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. And that pretty much ended the game because the Jets couldn't do anything the entire game either. So, I mean, I think this game was over well before any other game was. And it's just crazy because how many, like, they only punted the ball 4 times, which is kind of impressive, honestly, because they didn't really do anything. Like, they threw the ball 23 times, and they ran it about 35 or something, or 30-something. Yeah, around 35 times. So, not a great game to watch, but the Ravens, they're winning. That's all you got to do. And I will get to the Eagles, so don't you worry. Next one, unfortunately, is the Colts and the Chiefs game. Now, the Colts were winning this game most of the time. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they just started playing like shit. I mean, I don't know. I think the Colts were kind of fraudulent, but I also just really wanted them to beat the Chiefs. And, obviously the Chiefs, when they're under that pressure, they know how to go and win, which is really unfortunate. JT didn't have a great game. I don't even remember. I don't even know if he scored last week, honestly. I forget. But who did they play last week? They have a bye? They had a bye last week, that's why. But yeah, I mean, I think this is about the time where the Colts might fall apart. Not like from what I've seen. Like they play Houston next week. Great defense. I don't know if they've played already or not, but Jacksonville, another team, they're fighting for the division. Like if Jacksonville wins that game, it swings the division in their favor. Especially if the Colts lose to the Texans, and then they play Seattle, hard game. Play San Francisco, hard game, and then they play Jacksonville again, another division game. Division games, anything can happen. So, but moving on to the Chiefs side of the ball, I mean, Mahomes was not great today, but he also threw for like 300 yards or some shit in the second half. And Kareem Hunt, they gave him the ball 30 times, had 100 yards. Not great efficiency, but I mean, if they're keeping the ball in their possession and doing what they got to do, then it doesn't matter. And Rasheed Rice is he's unreal. I mean, he's so good. It sucks. It sucks that the Chiefs got another great receiver. But yeah, I mean, they're just the Chiefs seem to be inevitable. I mean, they'll probably end up somehow making the playoffs. I think right now they're technically like a game out of the playoffs. I think about a game out. So they'll probably end up making the playoffs and going to the Super Bowl, if I'm being honest, which will be really unfortunate because I'll be pissed. But yeah, it was not a great game, really. There wasn't a lot of scoring. I forget who scored. Kareem and Daniel Jones threw 2 touchdowns, one to Pittman. Yeah, wasn't a great game. It was a good defensive game to watch, but I couldn't stand barely listening to the game because fucking Romo's sitting there trying to fucking get Mahomes to come home with him. And then surprisingly, it wasn't a good game because it seemed like Seattle kind of like stopped playing after a while because they were up 30 to, what was it? They were up 30 to 10 at one point. And then the Titans scored 2 touchdowns, made it look a lot closer. But, I mean, the Jackson Smith-Njigba might be the best receiver in the league. Dude is unreal. It seems like no matter what team's trying to do, they just can't guard him. And the fucking Seahawks aren't even trying to hide that they're going to give him the ball every play. Because all the other receivers on their team combined didn't have as many catches as he did, which is crazy. Because Darnold had 16 completions and he had 8 catches. And Kenneth Walker, I mean, he's on and off having good game, bad game, more or less bad games. Charbonnet obviously comes in and vultures a touchdown. Why wouldn't he? But another crazy thing about Seahawks is Jackson Smith-Njigba right now is on pace to have 2,000 receiving yards. And it's week 12 just happened. I think they've had their bye week already, or they have it soon. And he just broke Seattle's all-time, not all-time, well, it is all-time, but their all-time record for receiving yards in a season. And it's week 12, and he has, like 1,300 yards. It's fucking ridiculous. And Cam Ward, something I liked out of him this week is that he actually was starting to move a little bit and running and getting out of the pocket and taking off. Because they had to throw the ball. They were down the entire game. And he doesn't have a lot of receiving options, but I mean they got touchdowns in any way they can. I mean did they not count? Oh yeah, it was a punt return. That's why. Chimere Dike, I think's how you say his name. He had a dude from Florida. He had a punt return touchdown and a receiving touchdown, and then Cam Ward had a rushing touchdown. I mean if they're putting up a fight and they look decent, if they just go out in the draft next year, get somebody like Jordan Tyson or just an offensive lineman or running back, whatever, something to help them on offense. I'd probably just get weapons because you're not really going to know if Cam Ward's good unless you give him somebody to throw the ball to. But we'll just have to see. Next season is a long time away. Draft's fucking long time away. I don't want the season to be over, but unfortunately it is coming very close to ending, which is very sad. And then moving on to the next one, we got the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen. JJ McCarthy is garbage. This dude had 87 passing yards, and he threw 2 of the worst interceptions you'll ever see. Dude just overthrown his receiver by fucking 10 yards and straight to a safety on one of them, and then I think he overthrew him, and then a cornerback was on the backside of another one. But he is just bad. I know he's really young, but if he needs time to watch people play still, you kind of lost that chance because you got rid of Sam Darnold and you got rid of Daniel Jones, which I was telling Max earlier in the year is not a bad quarterback to have somebody sit behind and watch him play because he's played in the league, which is always good. Whether, God damn, I got a hiccup. Sorry. Whether it's a great quarterback or not, if they're able to mentor somebody and help them, it's gonna help. And Justin Jefferson's got to be hating this shit because I'm pretty sure he just signed an extension 2 years ago, and he is just no way he's having fun playing because I would not be having any fun fucking playing with JJ McCarthy. The dude is a cornball, and he just needs to shut his fucking mouth and play for real because he just says the dumbest shit for no reason. Like that 9 thing is so funny, and it makes it even worse on him because how bad it fucking makes him look. But I mean, the Packers didn't really play a much better game either. Emmanuel Wilson came in and filled Josh Jacobs' role perfectly. Wasn't very efficient, but got 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. And McManus was actually hitting kicks this week, so that really helps them out. But Jordan Love is good one week, bad one week. I mean, he'll play bad or play good and not throw any touchdowns and just throw no picks and just move the ball. But I mean, they weren't really even moving the ball that much this week because he only had 140 yards. But yeah, I mean, the Packers, their defense is what really helps them out. I think Micah Parsons had like 2 or 3 sacks, I think. Or was it just 1? Where's his fucking name at? I'm on the fucking Vikings, that's why. Sorry. He had 2 sacks, yeah. He is just a great addition to their team because they already had great pass rushers. So, just gonna help. And then they got a fucking absolute beast in the middle with fucking Edgerrin Cooper. That dude's a fucking monster. But yeah, the Packers, they're not gonna do anything probably, whether it's the playoffs or whatever. They're just too inconsistent. Matt LaFleur, you're like Zach Taylor 2.0. Give up the fucking play calling, dude. But the Vikings are fucked because it might just be me, but even coming out of college, I did not think that JJ McCarthy was worth a first-round pick. He's small, which I know there's some quarterbacks that are good that are small, but for the most part, you got to be around like 6'2" to like 6'6", maybe 6'5", and at least be able to do something. The dude, he's not a great runner, and that was the weirdest handoff I've ever seen. And he's not great throwing the ball. Like, he doesn't look like he can throw the ball more than 30 yards down the field sometimes. But whatever. I mean, I thought the game would be a little closer because the Vikings have been in a lot of close games, I feel like, but it was not. And I think the Vikings are pretty much fucking done for the season. And I really hope that Brian Flores is taking head coaching calls because I really, 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 really hope that the Bengals can go out and get somebody. And if he is one of the people, I will be perfectly happy with that. That way we can maybe get some new culture in here and maybe get some people that can fucking tackle somebody. But yeah, fuck that game. JJ McCarthy's ass. This was a fucking great game. The Lions and the Giants. Now, this one was a fun watch. Really fun game to watch. Jameis Winston, obviously, he's fucking Mr. Gunslinger himself. He will just be slinging that bitch no matter what. And Gunnar Olszewski also had a pass to Jameis Winston, which he caught and then broke a tackle and then juked some dude out and broke another tackle. And I think it was the same dude, actually. and scored a touchdown, which was fucking hilarious. I ain't seen Jameis move like that since he was at Florida State when he had that fucking juke play and hurdled that dude. And then Wan'Dale Robinson had a fucking crazy game too. 156 yards on 9 catches and a touchdown. And he had a 40-yard touchdown within the first like fucking 5 plays of the game or something. And I think this offense can be good if you have someone like Jameis, but it also can be good if you have somebody like Jackson Dart who can run the ball. Because obviously Jameis is not really a runner. I guess he's a fucking receiver, just not a runner. But yeah, the Giants look pretty good, but Jahmyr Gibbs looked even better. This dude was having a fucking game. Goff threw 2 touchdowns, 279. Gibbs had 15 carries for 219. He had 14 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. And then Amon-Ra was just dicking on him. He had fucking 149 yards. And he was the one interception that Goff threw was Amon-Ra's fault, which you don't see. The ball literally hit him in his hand and it just popped up in the air and they picked it off, which almost lost him the game. And Gibbs had 11 catches for 45 yards, which is so funny. In my fantasy league, Gibbs got me fucking 70 points. I was dying. It was awesome. But yeah, it was a good game. And Gibbs fucking ended that bitch too. He fucking had that 70-yard touchdown in overtime to fucking send the Giants home. Well, not really. They got the ball back, but you know. Yeah, I mean, it was a good game though. It was a fun fucking watch. I'll tell you, it was a great watch. But yeah, hopefully, I love Jameis, but he used to be like my favorite player to watch when he was at Florida State. But I also cannot wait for Jackson Dart to come back. And then also, Malik Neighbors is talking shit about the Giants on social media and then deleted it. He said something like, why are we going for 4th down when we just kick a field goal and basically in the game? Which I don't disagree with, especially when you're playing the Lions and you literally just need to get a win for your fucking morale. And it's playing against Detroit. Detroit hadn't lost 2 games in a row in like fucking 3 years. That would have been a big win. And I really don't want to talk about this game, but Joe Flacco, it's so unfortunate. The Bengals finally have a good, which they, like I said on the last one that I did by myself, the Bengals defense has been playing decent, but we just can't fucking win, which I'm not mad about. I'm going to cheer for the Bengals to win, but I want to lose. I want to get a good draft pick at this point because there's no point. Because I know Joe Burrow's going to come back next week and we'll probably rip off like maybe 2 or 3 wins the rest of the season. But there's just no point. Just sit out. I know you want to get game time, but if you come back and you get hurt, then what? It was just all for nothing. But Chase Brown is also on a now 6-game streak of, I think it's now 6. It might be 5 because they put it on a graphic on the screen. But he has 5 straight games over 100 scrimmage yards. And he's been, the fuck was that? Sound like somebody just fucking broke into my house. But Chase Brown, he has been playing really fucking good the last couple weeks. Flacco has really turned into Flacco. The first fucking 6 weeks we had him, he was playing, about 6 weeks that we've had him, he's been playing unreal. And everybody's like, well, maybe Joe Burrow's a system quarterback. Yeah, but Joe Burrow isn't going to make like he does sometimes, obviously every quarterback does, but make the big mistakes that will just lose you that game most of the time. Like, it sucks. But we also lost T. Higgins this game because he got tackled and smoked his head off the ground. What are you staring at me like that for? And then Mitchell Tinsley had a nasty touchdown on Christian Gonzalez. That was nice. But yeah, and the Patriots, they didn't look great this game, really. Drake May, 294, touchdown and pick. The pick was a pick six as well, and the pick that Flacco threw was a pick six. So if you had the Bengals defense and the Patriots defense scoring a touchdown in this game, I'd call you a liar. But Travion Henderson, it seems like he has taken the backfield. I know he didn't have a great game today, but he definitely has taken the backfield. And Hunter Henry was balling because the Bengals are terrible at playing tight ends, and they play zone every fucking play. And when they play zone, they play fucking 10, 15 yards off, and they just let everybody fucking do underneath routes and then get open in the middle and fucking just run up the field. It's really fucking awesome to watch if you are a Bengals fan. It really just gets you going. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else the Bengals defense can do. They allowed fucking like 20 points, and we lost. And the Bengals, they just got to figure out how to draft. It's getting ridiculous at this point. Like our last 5 or 6 first round draft picks have been, no, maybe not 6. Maybe it was 4. I think 4. Our last 4 first round draft picks, or just drafts in general, really have just been terrible. They're mostly is just no one playing on our team. We got Chase Brown and a bunch of fucking scrubs that play defense. Barrett Carter might be the worst linebacker I've ever seen. And 2 of our linebackers, which I don't mind, what's this? Demetrius Knightley, because he's actually looks like he can run the defense a little bit. But Barrett Carter misses so many tackles, and so does Demetrius Knight. But the Bengals got to get somebody on this team that will coach these people and tell them, hey, when you go to tackle someone, you can't fucking tackle people with your shoulder. These things that can grab someone, that's how you tackle people. Do it around their legs, do it around their chest, whatever. I don't care. Or just hold people up until the fucking whole team comes around and tackles them. Something. It makes me fucking mad. I hate. When you're from the Cincinnati area, and you don't have to, I guess, and you cheer for all the Cincinnati teams, it just gets fucking annoying after a while, because we still got some more Cincinnati stuff to talk about later, and I can't fucking wait, because I'm gonna fucking rage talking about all this shit. And then the best one of the week, in my opinion, the Bears beat the Steelers. Caleb Williams had a decent game, and Mason Rudolph, I guess he had a decent game. I mean, not really, but the Steelers are just not a good team. They're not. Kenneth Gainwell, he should be in some way taking more touches away from Jaylen Warren, because he looks significantly better than him recently, and he's also been one of their better receivers. But I mean, Bears, they're fucking good, dude. I know they haven't really played any great teams, but they got a tough schedule coming up. I mean, they play Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland, then Green Bay again, and then they play San Francisco. It's going to be a tough schedule for them coming up, and they need 3 wins to make the playoffs. And it looks like Monungai is really starting to take over this backfield, because he had 12 carries compared to Swift's 8. And DJ Moore had 2 touchdowns too, which was nice. And Colson Loveland. I mean, the Bears are just riddled with talent all over the field. Defense too. I mean, they have good pass rushers, but their pass rushing hasn't been great this year. But Montez Sweat was balling today. Had a strip sack on Rudolph, right? Did he have a strip sack? Or am I dumb? I might be dumb. I thought he had a strip sack. But yeah, it was a good win for the Bears. It was basically a 2-score game, and then Steelers scored with a very little time left. He did fumble. Okay, it probably was a strip sack. They scored with what? It was at the beginning of whatever. But yeah, the Steelers are bad. The Ravens are going to win the division. The Steelers aren't going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to lose a lot of games the rest of the season. I still think that they play better they will play better in general with Mason Rudolph, but who fucking cares? Nobody likes the Steelers, anyways. That's not true. They have like the biggest fan base in the league, but whatever. I don't like the Steelers. Then Jacksonville got a big win today because they looked like dog shit the whole game. Because Trevor Lawrence threw 3 picks. He also threw 3 touchdowns. Parker Washington is becoming a great receiver for them. And they also got Brenton Strange back. I think that's his name, Brenton Strange. But they looked, I mean, besides him throwing those picks, which obviously is not good, but they looked good. I mean, Etienne had a touchdown. Jacoby Myers got in the game and got a touchdown. Parker Washington touchdown. The Jaguars, I called it at the beginning of the season. I said they got a chance to win this division, and they have a chance. They play Tennessee next week. That should be a win. Then they play the Colts. That will be for the division because they play them twice. Then they play the Jets. That's a win. Denver, probably not a win because they'll probably have Surtain back by then, so you probably won't be throwing the ball. And then play Indy again, which if Indy's playing how they've been playing the last couple of weeks, you can get at Indianapolis. And then Jacoby Brissett, he is just turned into a gunslinger, dude. He's been slinging that bitch like crazy. They have no run game, which is probably part of the reason. But Michael Wilson, another 10-plus catch game. He had 15 last week or 16 last week, 10 this week, 118 yards. Trey McBride, 9 and 79. But they just can't fucking score. So, I mean, it didn't matter. I don't even know how they scored their touchdown. Bam Knight had one, and then he threw one. How'd they get their other one? Is it pick 6 or something? Am I down? How the fuck did they score their other touchdown? Dortch, Bam Knight. Oh, fumble recovery. Oh, yeah, Walter Nolan. That was fucking awesome. Walter Nolan fucking got, I guess it was a fumble. I thought it was a pick. Jumped up and fucking caught it one hand and then fucking like dove and like barrel rolled into the end zone. That shit was fantastic. I love seeing the big dude score. It was awesome. Walter Nolan, he has been a monster since he's played, I think he's played like 2 or 3 games. Turned out to be a great fucking pick for them. I wish the Bengals could have got somebody like that, but no, we fucking draft dog shit players. Because Shamar Stewart has 4 tackles on the whole season, and he's on IR. So fantastic for us. God damn, what the fuck? Yeah. But yeah, Cardinals, their season's over. I said it last week. I think they're pretty much done. And Jacksonville, I think they got a chance to win this division for real. Sorry if you heard that. Just sharded. But I definitely think they got a chance to win the division. They got like the next 4 weeks for them. There's a fucking very good chance that they win the division. Very good. If they beat the Colts one time, they have 2 wins in the next 3 weeks. They play the Titans and the Jets, and if they beat the Colts also, they will be in first place in that division, more than likely. And then, I can't wait. This is a fucking great game to talk about. Shedeur Sanders gets the first win for a Browns quarterback in their first start since 1999. And I'll tell you what, he did not look like Shedeur Sanders I thought he was going to. He wasn't holding the ball crazy long. And his one pick was bad because he threw into like fucking triple coverage and it was like a fucking 10-yard pass. But he looked good today. I know he didn't have crazy stats or anything. And he also got a lot of yards from Dylan Sampson's like fucking 66-yard touchdown on a fucking screenplay. But he didn't look bad. And that fucking one play where he rolled out and bombed it down to Isaiah Bond, it was nice. I mean, I can't lie. The only reason I fucking didn't like Shedeur is just because he's just being so cocky about where he's thinking he should get drafted. And then the other people also jumping on his ass, like Mel Kiper was like, he should have been drafted number 1 overall. It's like, no, he shouldn't. I said before the draft, I think the best quarterback in this draft class is Jackson Dart, personally. And as of right now, he probably looks like the best one, but can't say for sure. I mean, it's literally, Jackson Dart's played like what, 10 games maybe. But yeah, I mean, Dylan Gabriel's looked decent, but I think when Shedeur came in and played this game, it looked like it gave them new energy and new life on their season. I know they're not going to fucking do anything, obviously, but they looked good. I can't lie. They looked good, and Myles Garrett is crazy. Dude is like on pace for like 25 sacks this season or some crazy shit like that. He had what, 4 today or 3? He had 3 today. So I think that got him up to 18, and it's week 12. So we have 6 more weeks of the season. I think they already had their bye week. So he has 6 games left in the season to get, was it 22 and a half? So he needs fucking 5 and a half sacks or something to break the record, which I think he definitely can easily do. Let's see who they play. See if what is San Fran. Their offensive line's not amazing. Tennessee, he might get 3 again that game. The Bears, he probably can get 1 or 2 in that game for sure. Buffalo, same thing. I mean, they just got absolutely destroyed by the Texans D line, and then Pittsburgh, he definitely can too because Montez Sweat, who's had been having a terrible season, was getting in their backfield the whole game. And then Geno Smith, dude is just bad. I mean, I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for Aston Genty because he got hurt. I think I don't know if he came back or not. But it's just, I don't know why you're the Raiders and you feel the need to draft a quarterback or a running back with this, what was it, like the 6th pick or something? Because a running back nowadays, you don't need one that bad unless it's Derrick Henry or Saquon or whoever that's like that top tier running back. Because that just is it. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything with it if you can't block. Aston Genty's got more yards from like after contact than he has yards on the season because he gets hit in the backfield so much and then breaks a tackle, but then there's more people coming, so then he gets tackled. It just made no sense to draft him. And I didn't think the Geno Smith move was really that bad in the offseason when it happened, but now that seeing how they play and how he's been playing, it is a bad move because they don't have any wins coming up. They might lose their next 5. They're losing to the Chargers, probably. They're losing to Denver, losing to the Eagles, losing to the Texans, and there's a good chance they lose to the Giants, especially with how today went. I mean, they're bad, dude. They're bad. Tom Brady, you need to go out there and play quarterback. And then I think second to last of the 4 o'clock games, we have the Atlanta Falcons with Kirk Chains, and the New Orleans Saints. Not a great game to watch. Once again, Bijan didn't do great. He did all right. Kirk Cousins honestly didn't really play that bad. I didn't see his interception he threw, I don't think. But, I think Atlanta played good for not having Drake London, who has 95% of their fucking receiving yards on the season. But, yeah, I mean, it's a good win, division win. Even though if I'm the Falcons, I'm losing on purpose. Tyler Shuck is ass. I know he doesn't have any weapons, but he's not good. And then Kamara, I think he got hurt in this game. I'm pretty sure. Olave, obviously he's Olave. He's going to be doing what he's doing. He's been doing good for a while in the league. And the Falcons, they continue to rake up the sacks that they've been getting all year. It's just a good scheme, dude. Raheem Morris, he's a good defensive coach. And James Pierce was getting all up in Tyler Shuck's ass too. That's a great pick by the Falcons because he should have probably been higher. But he had like something, I don't remember what it was, but and then I think they had the Saints had a big punt return, and then they only got a field goal out of it. Like, come on. Yeah, but there's not really much to talk about with that game. It was kind of ass. So, yeah. And then moving on to America's Game of the Week. The Eagles go up 21-0 and then lose this game 24-21. I would love to know what the Eagles fans are thinking now, even though I know we were fucking around and saying, oh, I think the Cowboys are going to beat the fuck out of them. I actually thought the Eagles were going to win, but, their offense completely stalled after the first quarter. They had like 111 yards in the first quarter, and then I think in the middle of the fourth quarter, they showed a stat that they had 48 yards since the first quarter. They have to figure out what is wrong with their offense because it's probably partially running the ball, but they do this every time. They either run the ball like crazy or they throw it like crazy. You got to mix it up a little bit. They had 17 carries and 40 passes. Or 18, I guess, because Bigsby had one too. But A.J. Brown had a great game today. He looked very good. Devontae Smith looked really good. But they had costly turnovers. I mean, the fumble from Saquon lost them that game pretty much. Did this go to overtime or no? No, it didn't. Because they were driving down the field, literally about to run the clock out, and then I think they threw a screen pass or something to Saquon, and some Eric Wilson, I think, came up behind, punched the ball out, and Kenneth Murray picked it up, and then the Cowboys drove down the field, ran the clock out, I think. Is that how it went? Yeah, they ran the clock out and won the game. And Dak Prescott has been playing unreal this year. I know Eagles fans don't like Dak, but dude is having an MVP caliber season. I know that they're 5-1 or whatever they are. Yeah, 5-1, but dude is balling. But the Eagles, the defense, they're not like if you're getting no yards, you're not going to have the ball. So it's going to be hard for your defense to keep playing that good when they get tired because you give the ball up. The Eagles have either the Eagles have a great drive or they like go 3 and out almost every time. This game it wasn't that as much, but I mean, do they have how many 3? I know they had to have some 3 and outs in this game. Hold on. Let's see. 1 3 and out. 1 2 3. A fumble. 5 yards and a punt. Yeah, like 5 plays and a punt. They just gotta do something that is like because the run game. I know that the run game is also a lot worse because they don't have Lane Johnson. I couldn't think of his name, but they just gotta figure something out because they're not gonna fucking be winning games like I said last week. And people were like, "Oh, you're a fucking dickhead. Like, don't like the Eagles fly, whatever." Dude, you gotta fucking be able to. If you score 21 in the first quarter, that can't be the only points you put up the entire game. Especially against an offense like the Cowboys, they have they average like the third most points in the league. So it's gonna be hard to beat a team when you do that. But yeah, also, anybody that was talking shit, you just lost to the Cowboys, the one team that you should beat every year. This is the team that you have to beat, and you lost to them. Because I was fully prepared to come on here and say I'll eat my words when they were up 21-0, getting ready to come on and be like, yeah, I know I was wrong. The Eagles, their offense came out, looked good, and their defense was playing really good, and then all of a sudden they just fucking fell apart. I don't know what the fuck happened to them. I know no Eagles fans are going to get on TikTok and be like, oh, yeah, dude, I don't know what happened today. They're all probably just going to be like, oh, fly, Eagles, fly. Next week we're going to beat the fuck out of the Bears. Even though I think the Bears probably have a decent chance of winning that game. Probably not, actually, but we'll get more into that on Thursday. Yeah, but it was a good game to watch, though. I mean, but Eagles, they just got to figure out how to be consistently having their offense work, dude. You cannot fucking have 21 in the first quarter or first half or whatever it was and fucking lose the game. And then this game just ended, so I'll talk about this one. Baker Mayfield is now hurt. I don't know exactly what it is. His shoulder, he landed and tried to stop himself when he landed, and yeah, he is now hurt. But I accidentally clicked on something. But I think personally, the Rams are the best team in the league. They just look unreal every fucking week. Matt Stafford has 31 touchdowns, I think, and 2 picks on the season. Fucking crazy. Dude is balling out of his mind. And Devontae had 2 touchdowns. I fucking loved it. I got to check my fantasy team actually really quick. Sorry. I just want to check and see what my chances are. And not great because fucking Sean Tucker fucked me. But I can't really blame him. But yeah, Puka obviously balls. When doesn't he? Tay, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. Colby Parkinson, a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, and the Rams were getting in Baker's face when he was in. They sacked Teddy Bridgewater the first drive he was in on 4th down to get the ball back. Yeah, I think the Bucs might be done just because I think there's a good chance Baker's not playing next week. And, I mean, they're going to win the division. Actually, they might not do. The Panthers might fucking come and steal it from them. No, they should win next week. They're playing the Cardinals, but Jacoby Brissett has been slinging the ball, and the Buccaneers' pass defense has not looked great the last couple weeks. So we'll see. And neither is their run defense, really. I mean, they held up on the Rams, but the Rams don't have a really good run game, so because Kyren Williams is like the king of get the ball 100 times and score like a touchdown. That's how he gets all of his touchdowns, like fucking 2-yard carries. But I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, tomorrow, the 49ers and the Panthers play. I'm really hoping, just because I would love to see it, that the Panthers win. But I think that if Brock Purdy looks how he looked last week, they might beat the fuck out of the Panthers. And I would be very much on the sad side of that because I just think that the Panthers aren't really that bad of a team. It's just Bryce Young is very inconsistent. But it sucks. I mean, Bryce Young, he's a good quarterback sometimes, and then sometimes he's not. And I mean, a lot of the time he's really not. But it seems like he's starting to figure it out because you throw that bitch up to Ted McMillan, who's a fucking big ass dude. He's probably going to catch the ball. And I feel like Ted McMillan might score tomorrow. And 49ers run defense, I don't believe, is really that great. Let me check. Yeah, their run defense is all right. I mean, they allow 100 yards a game. Pass defense is not good. Their defense in general really isn't good besides giving up points, but the Panthers' defense is better at not giving up points. So, but they also score more points in general than the Panthers because the Panthers are not that good at scoring points. But I feel like the 49ers are going to win. I really would love to see the Panthers win, but I just don't see it happening. Yeah. It's I hope it's a good game at least because for the most part all the games lately have been like this week were like just low scoring besides like a couple of them, like not a lot of touchdowns, a lot of field goals, but we'll see. That's it for the NFL. I'm going to be doing this a little longer today because I like being able to talk about all the shit that's been going on. I haven't been keeping up super well with the NBA, but we will go look at some stats and some shit. Obviously Luka's fucking looking unreal. SGA, when is he not? Same with Giannis and Jokic. But I mean, Jesus Christ, Jokic is leading the league in rebounds and assists. That's that's fucking ridiculous. And Wemby's averaging 3.5 blocks a game. That is nuts. um, but yeah, I mean, the NBA, it sucks because it's hard for me to really want to pay attention to the NBA because Jason Tatum's out, and it sucks, man. They got to win tonight though against the Magic, which is surprising because we normally lose to the Magic every fucking time we play them. Jaylen Brown put up 35. Love to see it. Derek White's he's been having a really bad season. He's looked like shit. Anthony Simons has been great coming off the bench. We might have two six man of the year awards in a row, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can't really claim that as a great win. There was no Paolo or Wendell Carter, so that's great, and we still barely won. Yeah, but the games tonight, I'll just go over a couple of them. The Heat, Sixers, Heat won. Yeah, I mean, I think they're like the highest scoring team in the league right now. Norman Powell is a great signing from them. I think they got him this year. Davion Mitchell seems to be like a true point guard. I know he can score, but he seems to be like a true point guard. Kel'el Ware, dude is nice. 16 rebounds tonight, Jesus. Obviously, they have Bam. I don't know what's going on with Tyler Hero. He's been out like all season, I'm pretty sure. Jaime Jaquez has missed 2 shots, and they won. So that's good, because I don't like the Sixers. I don't like the Heat either, but... And then Tyrese Maxey is an absolute baller. Paul George is actually playing. That's surprising. I wouldn't fucking play his ass. He's absolutely garbage. And I know there's a lot of talk of LaMelo getting traded. But we'll see about that. I feel like he definitely should get traded because the Hornets are terrible. But there's also some big injuries going on and people just missing games. KD is out 2 games right now for a family matter. Obviously, they're not going to go into detail on that because it's a family matter. Like, why would you go into detail on it? It's none of our business. And then Aaron Gordon is now out 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring strain, and he's averaging a career high of 18 points per game. And he had that one game earlier this year. I forget who they were playing, but he had like 50 points or something, and he shot 10 for 11 from 3. That was insane. And then 2 days ago, I believe, James Harden had 55 points, and he had like 35 in the first half. He had 27 points in the first quarter. That's nuts. And he is now the only person in the NBA to hold a career high in scoring, not career high, sorry, team high in scoring ever for one game with 2 teams. I believe. I think I saw that somewhere. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. And then we got Chris Paul announced that he's going to be retiring after the season. I mean, he's old. I mean, he's like 38, 39 years old. It's not a surprise, honestly, especially with the Clippers playing as bad as they are. Yeah. And then the NBA Cup games are going on recently as well. Anthony Edwards had 41 points. Cooper Flagg had 29. Cooper Flagg's been looking decent. He's going on and off of being, Oh, and LaMelo, I guess, said he wants to be traded. Huh. I would want to get traded as well. And also, I think the Kings are about to be on fire sale. They're going to be trading Sabonis. They're going to be trading DeRozan, Zach LaVine. That'll be fucking fun to watch. NBA trade deadline is always fucking awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to continually. Oh, I didn't know Sabonis tore his meniscus. That's ass. It's kind of hard to continually talk about the NBA or like, you know, unless I'm talking about it every day, which is very hard to kind of do. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things are not very surprising right now in the NBA, besides maybe the Raptors being 12-5. And the Pistons, actually. They're on a 12-game win streak right now, which is fucking nuts. But yeah, I mean, Brooklyn 3-13. Who's surprised about that? Nobody. The Celtics, they're probably going to finish 42-42, or 41-41, not 42-42. Yeah, and I mean, teams are good that you thought. I mean, the Bulls started the season off like 9-1, and now they're 9-7 or some shit. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. What is their last 10? 4-6. So, yeah, no, but they started off really fucking good, and now they're not as good. And then somehow the Washington Wizards have won one game this season. Embarrassing. The Western Conference Lakers are good, obviously. They have Luka scoring fucking 38 points a game. Not really, but, you know. And Reeves scoring like 30 and fucking 8 and playing like he's Shaq. You know, shit's going to happen. Warriors obviously are fucking old as shit, so they're not going to play great all the time or ever. Well, they do. Steph Curry, they lost a game, I think, and Steph Curry scored like 40. So, Suns are doing decent right now. As soon as you get Kevin Durant out of your locker room, it seems like your team kind of plays good. But the Rockets are also just stacked. That's why they're winning a lot of games. Yeah, I mean, and Thunder only have lost once. What a surprise. Yeah, I mean, the Thunder, their team is so good. I don't even know if they have Jalen Williams back yet. And if they get Jalen Williams back, or if they do have him back, and they're playing like this, they will not lose more than fucking 12 games this year. There's just no way. But yeah, I mean, the NBA is very fun to watch, but I cannot keep up with it all the time, especially with football going on and stuff. Once football's over, it'll be a lot easier to keep up with, but I will be talking about the NBA slightly more often, just every week. And also a big surprise too is the Mavericks are ass, but you know, Nico Harrison probably was trying to get them to look like shit because he didn't want to. I don't know. That dude's just an idiot. And then I was going to talk about college basketball, but I don't really know what to talk about because I only really watch UC, and we just lost to Louisville, so that's unfortunate. Yeah. So college basketball is mostly going to be more fun to talk about once conference play starts. And then this is something I also really want to start talking about more is the Premier League and soccer in general, or football. So right now the standings, which is unfortunate. Man City lost to Newcastle, I guess. And now we're third, which is fine. Champions League spot's always fine. Arsenal are up by 6 points on the team behind them. Fucking shit, that pisses me off. But yeah, Arsenal, they have the best defense probably in the world right now. And once Champions League play starts, not starts, but like once we kind of get into the flow of there not being well, actually there probably will be because lately it feels like there's an international break every fucking week. But the league's starting to fall more into place because obviously Sunderland was in second place or like the top 4 for fucking like 5 weeks or some shit, and now they're falling down a little bit. But Liverpool are ass right now. They just lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest at home, I think. I think it was at home. Maybe. No, it might have been away. But they are ass right now. Don't know what the fuck their problem is. Yeah, and Man City, that's my team. They kind of on and off on looking good and not looking good, but we're also kind of in like a not rebuilding, but like refiguring the team. Because obviously we have Holland up top. He's gonna be up top until if he decides to fucking leave or whatever. And then it's just kind of on and off on if Foden's gonna be good. Jeremy Doku's probably been one of our best players this year. Um, and I'm really hoping that we can figure it out, but we'll see. It kind of looks like Arsenal's just going to run away with the league, really. And that's unfortunate, but, and I think it is absolutely absurd that Wolves have not won a game this season. Haven't won. They've drawn twice, and that's it. How the fuck does that even happen? But we got what a surprise! Erling Haaland is the leader in goals. He's got 14. Dude is just always scoring. Like you can say he's a tap-in merchant or whatever. Guess what? He's a striker. That's what he's supposed to do. Also leads in shots, but he also has more shots on goal than the next closest person has shots in general. So, happens when you're fucking best scorer since fucking Ronaldo. But yeah, I mean, Premier League is. I'm really hoping I'll be able to really pay more attention to it, but it's kind of hard because I work third shift and soccer comes on in the morning, so I'm going to sleep right when all the soccer starts. Whatever, sucks. But yeah, and then Arsenal just beat Tottenham 4-1 today because Tottenham is not a great team. They have a good defense, but they're not a great team. And you're playing realistically like the best built team in the league right now. They have so much depth, and like their bench players are good. Like their substitutes are Nani Madueke. He was fucking starting a lot of games last year for fucking Chelsea. Ethan and I don't know how to say his name very good. Ethan and Inwanieri, I think is how you say it. Jesus Christ. But he's good. He's like fucking 19 or 20 years old, I think, maybe 19. And then the Christian Mosquera, their big ass defender that they have, Gabriel Martinelli. He should not. It's smart for them to not be starting him because he's ass. Max Stallman, I'm pretty sure he's like fucking really, really young and really, really good. And I just listen to a soccer podcast and they talk about him, so that's on me not really knowing if he's like crazy good. And then Christian Norgard, he was good for I think it was Brentford last year. Is it Brentford? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Could be wrong. Lewis Skelly, he's not been getting as much playing time this year, but Calafiori also has been playing really, really good. And Ben White, same for him. I mean, Urine Timber has been playing really good. I mean, they've made great signings. I mean, wait, hold on. Oh my God, Eze had a hat trick? Fuck yeah. I love Eze. It sucks that he's on Arsenal, but whatever. And then also, I cannot wait for this either. 2026 World Cup. It's going to be awesome. I can't fucking wait. And I see people saying, "Oh my God, USA looks so good right now. They just beat Uruguay 4-1." I didn't even watch the game, but Uruguay probably wasn't even playing anybody. And also, we have looked like shit for the past like year and a half. We've looked terrible every fucking game we play. We got the fuck kicked out of us by Mexico the last game we played, I'm pretty sure. Unless we played them again. But yeah, USA is not in a good spot right now. I hope they figure it out but we will see. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is the game that happened tonight. Cincinnati being Cincinnati. This is what I was talking about with Cincinnati shit. FC Cincinnati played Inter Miami, and Messi scored a goal and assisted 3 of them. And we looked like dog shit, and we could not keep the ball for more than 20 seconds. And Celentano, our goalkeeper, was doing everything he could to fucking try and keep us in the game, but he lost. He lost a 1-on-1. Obviously, why would he not? And then like Messi's just passing it perfectly to everybody. It just sucks. But good thing is the supporters shield winners. New York City lost, or not New York City. Philadelphia lost to New York City, so that's good. But yeah, MLS season is basically over for me. I will probably still watch it just because Messi's there, and everybody should love Messi. He's the best player of all time. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, I did all that in an hour and 16, making fantastic time. But yeah, just so if anybody's made it this far or didn't hear in the beginning, will be just me probably moving forward for a little bit. I don't know exactly how long, but yeah, go to wannaparlay.com, use code JMP, get your deposit match, $10 minimum, $250 is the maximum. Go make you some fucking money. And deuces.